And then the final thing on this for advanced, expand repeats. So hiding empty staves, it's not actually doing it. Well, this isn't a good piece of music to demonstrate. But you know how, let's say at the beginning of a piece of music, only the sopranos are singing, like at the beginning of the other Magnificat, for example. Then let's try it. Let's open the Durante Magnificat. So this is an example. These are all empty staves. We've got the sopranos singing, and we've got the piano, in this case, doing the orchestration, but as a piano reduction. And if I say, well, all right, it didn't hide anything. So there you go. There might be some, that was a default setting. I suppose it'll do it whenever in its own wisdom it feels that that's a possibility. But it doesn't show any difference right now. The expand repeats. So to demonstrate the expand repeats function, I've opened up a different piece of music because there are no repeats in so far in any of the music that I've given you for our concert. But you'll know that often in music, this song, for example, has two verses. And so this number 1 bracket indicates that when you get to the end of the first verse, they're showing us the first 2 words of verse 2. And let me just start right here. It's going to jump all the way back to the beginning of the piece of music, just as you would have to go back to the first page of your music in order to do verse 2. So you see how it jumped all the way back to where that second verse begins. But if I click on the function to hide the repeats, you'll see, oh yes, and obviously what the music would do when it gets to the end of this part of verse 2, it would jump over the number 1 bracket to the number 2 bracket and then carry on from there, just as you would do as a singer. Now that I have said that it should hide the repeat, there we go. There's a small gray bird. That's how verse 1 begins. And as we get to the end of verse 1 and its chorus, there's that little interlude where previously we would have had to jump back to the beginning of the music, but instead it just redraws it so that you and then you would continue small oak tree. And that can be helpful if the jumping back and forth is confusing to you. This way you can just see it all as one big stream of music. But again, if you watch right here at this bar, I unclick expand repeats, and now I'm back to the normal. If I can find the spot again, there we go. The number 1 bracket, and then if you were singing along with this in the verse 2, it would automatically jump over the number 1 bracket to the number 2 bracket and move along that way.